Sounds really good. Spray foam. 176,000 miles. Not too bad on a 3800, but looking at the amount of rust well, I actually don't see rust here, so that's good. It's not completely gone. You can see there it is. This is plastic. You can see the rust. It's just gone right behind that plastic. On 1,500 for it. It's a '03 LeSabre. It's gonna have the 3.8 liter Series 2. At 176,000, I wouldn't be surprised if the intake was leaking coolant. On each side, you'd want to look. It would smell. Power steering pump's way back here. Kind of hard to get to. Water pump's not too bad. There's little L brackets that leak on this side of the motor when you open the hood. Is gonna smell like coolant a lot more, high chance. But, I mean, you have to look underneath, see if the brake lines have been done, but 1,500, that's quite a bit for all the rust. I've seen that one on here for a while. Something must be up. And they got rotted out Taurus. 106,000 miles. What a shame. If it had the Vulcan 3 liter, these go forever. There's the 3 liter. It's probably got the Vulcan in it. They're saying some with the transmission problem. Looks like it has a lot more problems than that underneath. I don't think. Let's see what we got here. I do love these Town and Countries. I got quite a few. They're good runners. They're ugly, nobody wants them. Typically, I have my best luck with these ugly ones. Only 140,000. That's not bad. I got one right now that's got 230,000, and then a friend's got 298,000. And I worked at a taxi shop, or I'd work on taxis, and trailer park. They had these things from 2004 to like '07. A lot of them had over 400,000 miles on them. They were really good vans. This one will obviously rust away before the main engine goes. These don't have timing chain issues or anything. Transmission failure is pretty rare, but let's see. Driver strut needs to be replaced. That's easy. The strut's collapsed. You can see how it's lower here. Same thing with my van. You lift it up, not on the pinch seam because it doesn't exist anymore. Back on the engine cradle in here. Lift it up, get the wheel off the ground, and then you hammer 2x4s, little chunks of them into the springs, and then you use screws and screw those into the wood so then the wood can't slip out. And I've done that for years with one of my vans. It's not bad though. An '07. Getting a little rusty though. They show their rust really bad. You just gotta look at the unibody underneath is pretty robust, kind of like the Jeep Cherokees of the time. It's related to Dodge. Look at this. '01 Danger Ranger, regular cab. Manual transmission. It's got the 2.5. Okay. 168,000. Hmm. Interesting. Freshly rebuilt alternator, whatever that. Yeah, huh. I don't trust any of that. Whole new front end. I love when they say that. Classic hard to kill. Hard to kill and I guess hard to load. I just want to load that. This is just not. That's weird. Ooh, the Jimmy. Load this. What the heck's going on? Here we go. I got the identical thing in my yard, except it's the Sonoma, same color. So I got the truck version sitting in the yard I picked up a month ago. These can typically have really fun, terrible problems with the fuel pressure regulators down in the intake on these, and they can leak right into the intake, causing them to run rough. Can be sometimes hard to diagnose. I don't know, something that this seems just too good of a deal. It says $500, 158,000 miles. Most electronics work. Power everything. $500. That doesn't even look that, but the plastic's hiding all the rust, obviously. But look at that leather. What's that? Wheel bearings in the back seat. Fun times knuckles in the back seat. Look at that center shift. God, look how nice that interior was back then. Oh, and interesting for only 500. That seems that's over in Wisconsin, people. If you want to look at that. Another Taurus. These were great cars. Oh, but if it has the is this over here. This is the reason you don't want to get the Taurus with the dual overhead cam motor. Dual overhead cam says, and then look at motor has top end knock. Look at that. That's the off. Terrible engine. I got one in the backyard with the Vulcan. Only reason that one made probably about 220,000 miles. The timing cover started to leak, but being in Minnesota, rusty. Look at this Saturn. 235,000 miles. Too many. These LeSabres are always good. 3.8 liter. 160,000 miles. One owner. Here we go. But look at all the rest I can just see down in there is missing. Pinch seam will probably be gone underneath this plastic's a little warped. Pretty respectable looking car though still. One owner though, those are good. Those are hard to find nowadays. So that's look at that, selling their mom's light blue Buick LeSabre. Leather heated seats. I say it's making a noise. I think it might be exhaust related. And we got a dent in the fender, but for $2,000, that would actually be someone's good first car. They can put more dents in it, and the parents can pretty much throw away $2,000 on their kid and get a year or two out of it, or maybe less when they crash it right away. Not bad. Yeah, another Mustang. Wrap it right around a tree in the wintertime. If you want to get rid of your kids, I guess. Another G6s. Every girl with a hair bun will be had the Pontiac G6. Pretty good car. 3.5 liter V6. They're just ugly as hell. They are good runners. It's just all these chicks are texting and driving, crashing them off our roads left and right. So that's another fun, good car, but yeah. I don't know if this will load, but we can give everyone a lesson here. This is a Saturn Astra. It's really from General Motors. If people don't know that General Motors owns all the car manufacturers, or a lot of them. Think Renault that they have. They this is one of their European cars that they brought over, and they tried it out in America. They put Saturn badges on it, and then they stuck the terrible Ecotech motor that they would stuff in all their foreign cars. It's not the same as a that's in other Saturns or other GMs of the time. This would be in the other terrible cars like the Aveo that I have in my backyard. It's already bad. They had timing belts instead of timing chains. This one's a manual. I remember one time at work having to replace a shift linkage on one of these things. Cheap little hatchback. At 200,000 miles, though, I'd be weary of investing in something like that. We got one of these in the backyard, actually. I might want to go get this one. Really? Oh, this is posted a hilarious time ago. Blownhead gasket. Interesting. Let's see. We got the Ion. These aren't. This is gonna probably just have the Ecotech 2.2 in it. Pretty boring automatic, but look how big the hood is when you open them up. I don't think they have a picture of the engine. A lot of room in the engine bay. These Ecotechs are pretty clean engines. The water pumps on the backside, so it's nice to have this huge engine bay. Saturn view in the backyard, and that one smaller engine bay, still really roomy, but yeah, these were really nice cars to, if you ever have to work on them. Which results, if you don't know how to work on a car, you pay your mechanic less because they're not. It's not a BMW or something stupid or a Chrysler Sebring that you gotta take the tire off to get to the battery or pull the intake off to change the spark plugs. Pretty simple car, those Saturns. And this is the identical version, a Chevy Cobalt. It has the same engine, same. If you put on a old rust bucket, 210,000 miles. It says the motor is bad. Yeah, it's like kind of hit or miss on these Ecotechs. I've had some that, almost 300,000 miles, you could hear the timing chain rattling and they were still going, but it all depends too. These cars did seem to do okay for highway mileage, but I think the city ones just did not do good with the short start and stops. Over time, timing chain guides go bad, long timing chain in it. And here, identical to the GMC Jimmy we showed earlier, we got the Bravada. My mom had the older version of this Bravada with the same color and gold trim. It was actually on America's Funniest Home Videos in the background. Ours was at one point back in the day. So my cousin did a skateboard trick and fell. Yeah, another great way not to just like when you don't want to see when you're trying to. It's like they shouldn't even post this. And then they wonder. The post shows that picture. Then right over here, tranny stuck in third. I wonder why. That's great. Oh, stay away. Let's see. Let's see why. Are they not even gonna say that? Why? Just needs brake pads. Need to be trailered or battery? No. These need timing chains all the time. They're terrible. Or just a whole new engine. Oh, see, they're selling multiple cars. This is scary. No, stay away from the 3.6 liter. Very bad. There we go. Internet. Way too scary. No start issue. Don't exist anymore, and neither does this ad, I guess. Fuck. 2002 Pontiac Grand Prix, though. Up in Minnesota, they just don't exist. These are based, same as a Grand Am. It's either going to have the 2.2 or the 3.4 liter V6. This doesn't even say. Just so annoying. So then the whole time you have to just ask the person, what engine is it? You'd think after a while they'd put it in the ad, but kind of decent cars. They'll just blow a head gasket out of nowhere for fun. They'd like to do that. I had a Grand Am for 9 years. Bought it. It was a four-door Grand Am, and then got it from New Jersey with 68,000 miles on it. No rust. 9 years later, it's completely rotted out. Gas blew of it. The $1,000 car. They're hit or miss. My other Grand had 278,000 miles on it, and it didn't blow the head gasket. It was original head gasket. Some of those Pontiacs just blow head gasket. It's just hit or miss on the 3.4. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes they're not. It's kind of like the 3800s in those Buick LeSabres and stuff. The transmissions can be hit or miss, but so fly like a G6. Look at this. Doesn't even look that rusty. 150,000 miles. Mechanic special. Message for more info. That's just, they want 1,800. Crazy glue. Buick Century. Not bad. I think the internet is not. I think it's freezing up again. That might be it.